Hello Leo, I'm Poetic Heretic, and this is your May 2017 Tarot Forecast. Now I am doing something a little different this month. I'm just going to shuffle the cards right on camera and draw them right on camera and see how that goes, and if it goes well, then perhaps I will do it this way from now on in the future. So let us begin. So first I'd just like to make sure the cards are mixed up quite well, just kind of randomly like this before I really shuffle them. That should do it. Okay, so this will be a Celtic cross forecast for the sign of Leo for the month of May 2017. What is in store for Leo for May of 2017? What spiritual insight does the universe have to provide for the sign of Leo? For the month of May 2017. Not quite there yet, guys. I always shuffle until it seems exactly right. And sometimes that takes longer than others. I think that feels perfect. Alright, Leo, let's see what we've got. Outside influences. Ooh, the Death card. Alright. What may help or hinder, also known as the Challenge card. The Ten of Pentacles reversed. Well, isn't that interesting? This is weirdly similar to the last reading I did for Cancer. Only they got the Devil and they got the Ten of Pentacles upright. Well, so far, it looks like things around you are trying to change a lot. Deconstruction, rebirth, regeneration, the bringing up of the darkness in the depths, like the depths of your mind, the depths of the subconscious mind. Stuff like that is trying to come up. And the challenge with the Ten of Pentacles reversed here will be to like overcome a sense of ruin or upheaval or disorder possibly in the home or family. So there could be like deep-seated issues with people that are very close to you that are coming about now at the beginning of the month, or trying to come about perhaps. So let's see what else we've got. For the underlying energy, the Knight of Swords. Okay, so this is kind of the energy of brilliance and genius and scientific prowess, or rational thinking, observation, precision, perception, that sort of thing. That's the underlying energy. So it could even be that kind of perceptive left brain type thinking is kind of revealing stuff that was hidden, perhaps. So we shall see. And of course, the Knight of Swords could also be an adult male air sign. The past and issues you've had to deal with, the Three of Wands. Okay, so more and more this is coming into focus. This looks like issues around communication. Now this could also be issues around trying to make progress. Typically this card means projects well underway, but this would be like saying you've had issues, problems with that. This is 3, this is 13, so problems around communication with those that are close to you is what looks likely so far. What you hope to achieve. Ooh, the Knight of Cups. Very interesting. So, if we're talking about someone that you're already, say, in a romantic relationship with, your significant other, this would be like saying you're wanting to restore the harmony with that person, the romance with that person, the love with that person. Um, you're wanting that emotion to flow, that positive emotion, that positive feeling to flow. And if that's not the case for you, if you're single, this could even be you're wanting to start a new relationship or find a new lover or start some new creative venture, um, something that requires introversion and emotional intelligence. So let us see what else we have here. And of course, this could be an adult male water sign as well. So we've got some court cards showing up. The near future. Ooh, the High Priestess. Well, isn't that interesting? The High Priestess is also talking about the inner world and the subconscious mind and the emotions and being in touch with the intuition. Wow, this spread is very, very nice so far. And another very interesting thing is that on the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, the High Priestess, which actually the Tree of Life is right there in the card, but the High Priestess and the Death card occupy the same Sephiroth. In other words, the implication is that these two cards are very much linked, and you guys just drew both of them. So that's very significant. The energy of the Death card and the High Priestess card, that those inner realms and bringing up things like that, bringing up what's hidden, bringing out what's hidden, is very significant here. Your attitude or position on the situation about halfway through the month. Five of Pentacles reversed, which is great when this card is reversed because that's indicating improving times, feeling better. You know, you're feeling like things are improving. You're feeling recovery, especially recovery from financial difficulty. So that's a very good sign. The outside force coming in. Oh, well, there we go again. The Five of Swords reversed, which, similar to this card, is also talking about recovery, but in this case it's more like the tensions resolve or dissolve, and there's a greater sense of optimism and like differences being reconciled. But since it's the outside force coming in, it's like this is something that is going to help bring that sort of peace or resolution about, it looks like. And of course we've got double fives. For your hopes or fears, the Ten of Wands. Okay, so now we've got double tens. So this could go a number of ways with this card, but it's quite possibly the hoping for the completion of something, the completion of something that has been a heavy burden, and it could even be bringing these sorts of things out. And on the other side of that, it could even be that you're afraid of having to carry too heavy of a burden. So that's interesting as well. And the outcome. The Nine of Cups. Well, that's very good indeed. Because the Nine of Cups, you know, especially after all this, it's basically like things smooth out. There's a sense of lighter moods, lighter feelings. And at the end of the month, you guys are enjoying life, feeling very satisfied and fulfilled and happy. So, and that's like a little summary as I've drawn the cards, but now let's really dig deep. So you're starting off the month with the Death card, and this represents your current outside influences right at the beginning of the month. And we've got the energy here of purgation, catharsis, regeneration, that sort of life and death energy. The Death card is ruled by Scorpio, which is like the sign of life and death, and that's the season during which Halloween, for instance, occurs. So, that kind of dark energy, the dark, scary things. It's ruled by Pluto as well, which talks about the depths of the subconscious mind. And so things are in a state of death and rebirth, more or less, at the beginning of the month. And as I was saying earlier, it's likely to do with someone that's close to you. Now, in another sense, the Ten of Pentacles showing up as a challenge card here might even be saying, well, the completion of something could be the challenge. Trying to complete something that's important to you that might have to do with someone close to you and or a work situation or a money situation. Something business related, finance related, because of course this is Pentacles and that's talking about earth and money, the element of earth and things like money and finance. So, and then of course up here we got the Ten of Wands. So it could also be that a lot of you are hoping for the completion of something and perhaps even the start of a new cycle. Because again, with the Death card, it's like something dies and then something is reborn, or there's something is deconstructed and withers and dies, like in the season of winter, which the Death card is associated with, and then a spring comes out of that. New growth comes out of that. So that could be what you're looking at. For the underlying energy, of course, we have the Knight of Swords. So this is representing the foundation of your situation. And the Knight of Swords, what is he talking about? He's talking about intelligence, genius, a high-minded individual, a scientific mind, being perceptive and objective and aware, and using the left brain, using logic and rational thinking, critical thinking, and things of that nature. So what I'm thinking is that this is, again, like I said earlier, quite possibly the energy of perception underlying all of this, because something that was hidden appears to be coming to the surface. At least that's one very strong possibility. And how does that happen often? It happens through perception. It happens through knowing how to reason and use logic to perceive truth. Detectives do it every day. Scientists do it every day. That's how we cut through illusions. Just like the Knight of Swords with his sword, imagine that cutting through the illusion with the power of the intellect. Swords are air, air refers to the intellect. So that's quite possibly the way in which these sort of dark issues or whatever are being revealed. At least that's one possibility. Now, in a more negative sense, this card could refer to haste, feeling rushed. So some of you might be feeling rushed this month, like you have a lot to do, a lot to deal with. And of course, this can refer to an adult male air sign. For the past and issues you've had to deal with, we have the Three of Wands. So, again, to reiterate, issues around communication, quite possibly leading to all of this. Issues around trying to have your work proceed at a nice, steady pace. Something that you had gotten started in the past, but that just did not pan out well. That was kind of almost nipped in the bud, or maybe allowed to live for a little while, but eventually was sabotaged or just didn't go well in some way. What you hope to achieve, the Knight of Cups. Like I said earlier, for those of you who are in a relationship, this could be like wanting to restore the romance, the charm, the happiness, the joy, the emotional communication, perhaps as well. Remember, issues around communication. This could be like wanting to restore that communication, wanting to achieve the restoration of that communication. And for those of you who are single, well, the Knight of Cups is that classic approach of a lover card, or forthcoming romance card, perhaps would be the best way to say it. So, a new romance, a new lover, someone new in your life. And maybe it could even be like with the death card here, like something dies and something new begins. Maybe this person has just entered your life and you're hoping that things go really well with that person. That's another quite possible consideration. And if relationships are not at all your thing, this again could be some new creative venture. So for the near future, the High Priestess, she's talking about the inner world, especially the intuition. Like I said, on the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, she and the Death card occupy the same Sephiroth. They occupy the same Sephiroth. In other words, the implication being that they are significantly linked. And let's see, what else can I say about that? The High Priestess is, like I said, associated with intuition, but also similar to the Death card, the subconscious mind and all of the things that lurk within the subconscious mind. So the near future, what does this mean? Well, this could be a time early in the month when you're using your intuition more, when you're going within more, when you're exploring the emotional realms more. You know, this is very much like water energy here, along with the Knight of Cups as well here, and the Nine of Cups for the outcome. You know, this element of water, the element of water that is about the emotions and everything that is tied to the emotions. So this could be kind of like when if there have been communication issues, if there has been tension and conflict, if issues that have been buried for a while are coming to the surface, this could be like in the first week or two of the month, when things kind of get resolved in a sense, where things become more still. And of course, with it being a 2, that can talk about relationships as well. Like a 2, me and you, is often what we see with that number. And the High Priestess also, I feel like I should say, well, both her and the Death card, like these are, let me reveal both of them. These are both 2 very powerful cards, I feel like I should emphasize. I mean, all the major arcana are, but these 2 are particularly powerful in my opinion. And so this could be something pretty big, pretty major that is going on, you know, for you guys to pull this kind of energy into this spread. It's, you know, it's intense, emotional, spiritual stuff, basically. So for your attitude or position in the situation about halfway through the month, we have the Five of Pentacles reversed. Again, this is your feeling better, feeling improving times, feeling recovery, especially recovery from a financial loss, things of that nature. But in this situation, it could also, of course, be recovery, perhaps in a relationship or like with issues around your home, perhaps, things like that. For the outside force coming in, similarly, the Five of Swords reversed is talking about the dissolving of tension, the end of fighting, the idea of compromise and disagreements resolved, and a greater sense of optimism. So, and again, with it being the outside force coming in, it's like something coming at you that is kind of this energy, generating this energy. So it might not even really be something that you have to do entirely. Like especially if this is with another person, it might actually be the other person who almost facilitates this piece. But that's, I would say that's just one possibility, because you never want to like leave it up to the other person. You know, in a relationship, both people are responsible for how that relationship turns out. But still, this almost seems to be suggesting that something happens that makes for much greater peace, or that basically is what it's suggesting. Something outside of you. For your hopes or fears, the Ten of Wands. So again, hoping for the completion of something, hoping for the end of a heavy burden, hoping that maybe you can bear a burden that has been hard for you to carry. And, you know, when we like kind of group these together by elements, back here we had the Three of Wands, the communication issues. This could be your hoping that you can continue to bear the burden of the communication issues. That's another significant possibility as well. And then if you're afraid of anything, well, you're afraid of not completing what you want to complete. You're afraid of not being able to bear the burden. You're afraid of the burden being too much to bear. But the good news is, for the outcome, you guys got the Nine of Cups. This is plenitude, satisfaction, enjoying life, enjoying the pleasures of life, the emotional pleasures of life with it being cups, but also this card particularly connotes the physical pleasures of life as well. So it's like a party atmosphere basically around the end of the month here, a party atmosphere, and where everything is happy basically. So it's like the happiness returns for you guys. And so it's interesting because you know, you're starting off the month with the Death card here. This idea of death and rebirth. Maybe you have to go through a bit of a dark journey, as so often seems to be the case for everyone of every sign. You have to go through a bit of a dark journey, and then you come out the other side and you're feeling very happy and almost have time to just relax for a while before the beginning of the next major cycle. Again, we've got the two tens here, kind of implying the end or completion of a cycle is at least probable this month, and maybe by the end of the month that has more or less happened, and now you're just kind of enjoying life while awaiting the beginning of the next cycle. So there you go, Leo. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this new method of mine of reading the cards. This has been a tarot forecast for the sign of Leo for the month of May 2017 from Poetic Heretic. Don't forget to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.